once again up front with Frank Rothstein on Skies CrescentRadio.com, SKYES CrescentRadio.com. Well, it's getting cool out, it really is. Which is why the woman I'm looking at in my camera is dressed with a hooded sweatshirt, t-shirt, I think a heating unit next to her in the background. Everyone say hello to the very toasty Jade Zabrick. You can keep up with Jade and all her friends on thetrainwalkers.com and see their band, the Trainwalkers, and their residency at Arlene's Grocery, 95 Stanton Street, every first Sunday of the month at 7 p.m. And you never know. If you're good and you show up early, they may play a few songs outside. You never know. Everything is going good this week so far. Let's see. Did anybody watch that rainbow yesterday? Did anyone see the rainbow? There was a big rainbow that from where I was, from the perspective I had, I'm looking up at the Empire State Building and the rainbow was just going straight up and I didn't see the full arc of it. A couple of friends of mine, they were in Queens on the Van Wyck Expressway and they saw the full arc. I saw more color. They had arc. They had a whole wider double rainbow. Not quite sure why we had no rain yesterday, but it really was an impressive sight. Yeah. So I figured I stopped everything I was doing, like a lot of other people, to look at this thing. And yeah, it was pretty nice to see. It was pretty nice. Dorothy was not singing to me, by the way. I was on my own. I had to sing to myself on the roof of my building. So there I was, singing somewhere over the rainbow, like an idiot, looking at a rainbow, as were a lot of other neighbors and a lot of other buildings, plus people all over the streets. Let's see, if you're looking at me on Facebook, at this Facebook page is Skies Crescent Radio, or Up Front with Frank Rothstein, you will see that I could use probably a little bit of a haircut, which I could. And you may see a few more things behind me today than normal, and that is because I'm in the middle of consolidating, condensing a video company, and I got a lot of stuff in a couple of closets, and I got to take it out and, shred some paper, far out some stuff, make a little room, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's getting a little bit dusty and messy and all that stuff, but that's okay. When it's done, I'll have room for a few extra hangers of some clothing I have no use for, because I really do have to get rid of a lot of things. But that doesn't stop the crazy events happening all over the world, and we do have some crazy events happening all over the world. I'm just going to go backwards in the week. I'm going to go to the end of last week or whatever, after the show last week, because a lot of times some of my favorite stories happen the second I get off the air. I wish I had an automatic news service, but that would keep Jade up all night, every night, me sitting here like an idiot waiting for a news story to tell you, like some of the news outlets, what's the slogan for WINS radio? Give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. I can't do that. So, I just get to sit here and save a few of mine. Well, the woke culture, the cancel culture, they're woke again. And this time they were coming after Clint Eastwood. You don't go after Clint Eastwood. And why, by the way? As it turns out, in 1973 at the Academy Awards, the man who played the Godfather, Marlon Brando, the late Marlon Brando, refused to accept the Academy Award based on how the Native Americans were treated across the country. And he sent on stage a woman named Sacheen Littlefeather to reject the award. Sacheen came up, hair pulled back. Her real name is Marie Louise Cruz. She's an actress, a model, an activist for Native American civil rights. I'm reading this now off of Wikipedia, but she's really known for doing that. And she comes from a family where her father was Native American and her mother was was European American. And he sent her up to reject the award. Okay, fine. Now that passes, and Clint Eastwood comes up to give an award to somebody. And he made a line of, I don't know if I should present this award on behalf of all the cowboys shot in all the John Ford Westerns over the years. So he made a long sentence joke. Well, that was 1973. We're in 2021, and the woke activists are trying, and they failed to cancel Hollywood's Clint Eastwood for something that's almost 50 years old. Sorry, gang, you don't cancel Clint, he cancels you. And that's exactly what happened. It just, nothing happened from it. So it doesn't always work, the cancel culture. It just doesn't always work. What else can you possibly say, right? You take your shots wherever you can. What is this? There's so many things to talk about today, one after another, one odd thing. I'll tell you some of the more lighter ones as the show goes on. You know, right now, over the last week, the Rolling Stones decided to cut the song Brown Sugar out of their show, off their set list. Anyway, I'm going to get to the reason why. Okay, they just cut it off because, again, people, internet, all that, complaints. I'll read the entire thing. It says Rolling Stones retired classic rock song Brown Sugar. The Rolling Stones retired one of the most popular rock songs due to lyrics that depict the horrors of slavery. And that is true. It is not a song that celebrates it. It is not a song in favor of it. It simply is a song that describes. Let's put it that. That's an easy word for it. That just sort of, it touches on the subject in a way. Well, all this time later, since 1970, again, someone woke up, and now they're complaining. And Mick Jagger has decided. Keith Richards didn't want to get rid of it, but Mick Jagger did, and decided that they're shelving the song. It's a good song. It's been in their list now for over 50 years, so it can't be that bad of a song. But if you go into England, Piers Morgan tells Mick Jagger to grow a pair after this happened. British journalist Piers Morgan, you see him on the news every now and then. He was a judge on whatever the show's Got Talent. He says, grow a pair. No apologies to any wokes offended by the phrase, he said. I guess how old is Mick Jagger? He's in his 70s. I guess he doesn't want the aggravation. Doesn't make a difference to him anymore. He's not exactly hurting for money. So I guess he decided to say, what the hell? Meantime, they're on the road in their 70s, mid 70s at least, and they're all eating. Everyone's still eating. But okay, so that's what they did. They got rid of brown sugar. I don't know that I would have, but okay, fine. What can you do, right? Okay, what else is going on here? I was just reading a story the other day. And again, when I pick up all these stories on the New York Post, it's because it prints out very well on my house printer. Someone honked the horn in favor of that. And pretty much it gets a lot of other people's news feeds. So I can get stories easily that way. This one came from October 15th, where it said, Michigan's school district cancels Halloween and Valentine's Day to be inclusive. The story says, hold the candy. Halloween and Valentine's Day have been canceled for elementary school students in a Michigan district over concerns about being inclusive and equitable. East Lansing Public Schools informed parents of the decision to cancel the two holidays this week, and that comes from the Lansing State Journal. It says the celebrations were dropped because of the concerns over hurt feelings by kids in families who don't want them to participate, the district elementary school principal said in a joint letter to parents. Each year, along with the fun of Halloween parties and parades, we also have students whose families do not celebrate or feel comfortable with their children participating in Halloween festivities. It says we have young children who become overwhelmed and sometimes frightened with the costumes, and others who come to school with no costume at all. All right, so basically what's happened here is the little kids in public schools, I don't think they are thinking that deeply into it, but what do I know? Oh, there's a traffic jam. But some parents don't are against their kids going for this, okay. And now that means everybody has to suffer. All the kids are not allowed Halloween parties, Valentine. I don't know what they do for Valentine's Day. Maybe every little kid has to, I don't know, bring in a piece of chocolate, draw a heart. I don't know what do little kids do for Valentine's Day. But all right, this is being canceled because again, somebody in the world may feel bad. And as far as kids getting scared at costumes, I'm trying to figure what kind of costume is a kid in the public school wearing? I mean, I was a little kid in public school. What did I wear when I went trick-or-treating? I wore a Superman costume. It was a plain old nylon, what was it, nylon, whatever it was, whatever plastic costume with a cheap mask, plastic mask. You threw it out when it was done. I have no idea. One year I got to be a little past public school. I don't know why I didn't have a costume like a bought in the box costume. So my mother took me into her room, went through her jewelry box with her larger pieces, which I think she still has, threw a couple of scarves around me, rigged up a sash, and I became a pirate all of a sudden. So I'm not quite sure exactly what costumes kids are wearing that they're scaring each other. I mean, I don't know that Spider-Man was scary. Certainly kids are wearing masks like Michael Myers. So I'm just trying to figure it out. But okay, what do I know? I'm a little bit rusty at trick-or-treating. Me, I'm not, so, while I understand that some kids may feel bad, I don't want any kids feeling bad about anything, but I don't believe that all should be kept from having fun with it. About the only way I can put it. At least that's the only way I'm thinking of putting it at the moment. And I mean, I'm hoping they at least. I don't even know if they're cutting up a pumpkin for the class anymore. But okay, let's just. Yeah, well, so same thing. Valentine's. Well, some bring Valentine's to the exchange, others do not. Well, yeah, it happens. It happens. What can you do? Religious beliefs, some Jehovah's Witnesses, evangelical Christians, Muslims, among those who do not celebrate Halloween. Anyway, you got the idea of what's going on. So now in this school district, they are 86ing Halloween and Valentine's Day. No party, kids. Sorry. Man, oh man, oh man. So I'm reading, what else happened earlier this week? I got this the other day. You see him on the NFL thing. Terry Bradshaw, former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. Guy's made plenty of movies also. The headline is he's catching heat for cringy Erin Andrews comment. So what happened here? It says Fox broadcaster Terry Bradshaw has received criticism for his comments on a Thursday Night Football pregame show about Erin Andrews and her country-themed clothing during an interview at a Tampa Bay Buccaneers interview with Tampa Bay Buccaneers linebacker Devin White. Andrews' interview aired during the network's pregame show before the game. And I am looking. She looked. I guess Terry Bradshaw told her she looked good. And there you go, cringy. Cancel Terry Bradshaw. That's it. She's sitting on a bale of hay. She's wearing boots. Okay. He said she looked good. Can't have any of that. Terry. That's a 5-minute major penalty. Into the box you go. What can you do, right? What can you do? But there's a lot of this going on. Things that you would not normally think are all that big, but now they're made big. Excuse me, I got a little thirsty. This one here I got a few days ago. This is actually from September. I just saw it the other day. Facebook, which is now getting is enhancing its censorship rules. And you can't post this, you can't post that. You might offend one person or another. And this headline is Facebook bans scenic canal over obscene name, dubs it hate speech. Okay. It says Facebook sent United Kingdom users in a tizzy after prohibiting posts mentioning a picturesque canal in Norfolk on account of its seemingly dirty name. The body of water in question is the Cockshoot Dyke, a spot that reportedly is popular with local anglers, sightseers, and looking at the pictures, it looks like a very nice looking, very pretty place. But while some people are finding it, while some find it funny, again, someone complained. And Facebook has removed all photos, mentions, thoughts of it. Do you have any of that? So, and what does it say? The fishing, yeah, it says the fishing gift shop owner said the issue first came to light after a member posted about parking her boat at the profanely named canal, which reportedly leads to a place called Cockshoot Broad. I'm not quite sure. Since I've never been there, I don't know what the place looks like. Broad usually means in a case like this, big. But okay, this is what's happened. Now a canal is gone. Looks like it really does look like a nice place. Oh well, what can you do, right? That's what's going on. Everybody's doing this, doing that. One of my favorites of the week. One of my favorites of the week. I'm not sure if I want to. Yeah, let's get to it now, right? Let's get to it now. So as well, there's been a lot of talk about Superman as of late. One of them being is that his catchphrase fights, truth, justice, and the American way, is being changed to truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. That's by DC Comics. Well, that phrase has been changed a few times since Superman was created. That's not a big thing. Matter of fact, it became the American way again when Christopher Reeve made the movie, and he said it in the movie, so it's been there ever since. But before that, they've had truth, tolerance, and freedom. Truth, they had a lot of things for Superman. So once again, it's being changed now to truth, justice, and a better tomorrow, which is okay, I guess. I don't know if it has the same melodic sound, because I don't know, just sound. I have to get used to it. It sounds different. But then again, Superman is a hero for the entire planet. So it can't just be the American way, I guess. That's not a problem. But also now, what's going on with Superman, and this has been getting around the news, if you haven't heard it yet, is that, there's all of comics and sci-fi and Star Trek, there's always an alternate timeline, a different world, a different this, a different that. Well, in one of the many timelines of Superman, Clark Kent years ago married Lois Lane. That's just the way it is. They were always in love, Another was a truck with the thing going on. They keep playing that music. Dave. So anyway, he married Lois Lane. They had a son who's now Superman again, and he's named John, named after Clark Kent's human father, Jonathan Kent. If you've read Superman, you know who Jonathan Kent is. So he's called John. DC Comics is now having John come out as bisexual in either in this coming issue, last issue, what do I know? I haven't read Superman in years, even though Superman is my all-time hero. Nobody else can stop bullets, you know, can go faster than a locomotive. No one else leaps tall buildings in a single bound, even though the Hulk could do it. But Superman is my hero. My brother is a Batman guy. Very interesting character, but let's face it, Batman's just insane. So anyway, so now Superman is bisexual. He has his friend, guy, whoever it is, I haven't really read into it. And you see the picture, the animated picture of him giving this guy a kiss. Well, okay, no, it's his son. It's quite specific. It's John Kent, not Clark Kent. Because there's no way in the world you're making Clark Kent bisexual now after 70 years, 80 years. Oh, how old? 80, 90, whatever it is, of him and Lois Lane. That's etched in any timeline in stone. So John Kent, okay, as Superman, and now he has Dean Cain. If you know who Dean Cain is, he played Superman. He can say what he wants. He was Superman on the TV show Lois and Clark. He did a good job, by the way. And I may not agree with all his politics and all, but being a Superman, he referred to it as bandwagon. Now, why is he referring to it as that? Because a couple of months ago, comics came out with Robin being bisexual. But then again, even as a little kid in comics, everyone wanted to know about Robin. I remember in the old TV show, one of the girls in the show started flirting with him. It was like quivering. So, and then there's the new Captain America, who's now bi, whatever he is. Except I've seen this character. This is a kid who looks like a kid on a skateboard, and the new Captain America shield looks like the metal lid off a garbage can. So I don't know where his powers come from, but certainly I could see that's what he looks like. He's on a skateboard. And these little masks that they wear, they're not fooling anybody. Everyone should know who they are. I never knew how anyone couldn't tell that Clark Kent was Superman. But okay, that's another story. But what Dean Cain is saying that is his point was, had they done this 20 years ago, they would have been the first, and nobody had made a move like this in creativity in comics and film and all that. That would have been something. Now that you're third, fourth, or fifth on the list, or whatever the number is, it's not all that special anymore. So now it's just Superman. Who's next? That's all it really becomes, is who's next. So somehow I agree with Dean Cain, because it's not that kind of special. If there's a lot in certain areas to being the first. In comics, somehow I think maybe if there was a little more time in between, like Robin, it was Robin a few 2-3 months ago. Now it's Superman, or Superman's son, whatever he is. And in this, I'm reading this story. It seems like this kid has the same powers as his dad. Except when I was growing up, Superboy, I don't know if it was his son, or I don't know. There's always somebody from Krypton now, even though he supposedly came here alone as a baby. Had only half his powers because his mother was human. So I don't know how this kid has the same powers because his mother is human. So that's a whole other issue. But yeah, it's not all that impactful to me. But you know what I was just noticing? Only because I keep seeing things with the Me Too movement and this one, that one, and everyone's inappropriate. I'm looking at this picture of Superman planting a kiss on some guy, whoever his friend is, right? Well, what if the friend doesn't want Superman planting a kiss, giving him a big kiss? What are you supposed to do with him? It's Superman. How do you push him away? What is the plan here? So I was just having fun laughing to myself at this, because I was up late last night, and I don't know why. And then I was thinking about Frankenstein, who had the bride of Frankenstein, then the son of Frankenstein. I don't know what happens there, because he already has a bride, but I don't know how you swap out the bride for anyone else. Dracula had 3 wives. I don't know what you do now if you want to update the story in that regard. It's just, I don't know. I say create characters, be original. It doesn't matter if they're bi, if they're gay, if they're asexual, I don't know what they are. Be creative. Give them a different superpower. I mean, what's the difference if you create another hero tomorrow who can fly? Right? It's all the same thing. It really is. Another hero that wears a mask. What's the difference? I want to know what goes on in Iron Man's armor. I want to know about that. Is there another hero with the suit of armor? That's what I want to know. I want to know, are there any other gods like Thor? Well, the Hulk, he had a she, there was a She-Hulk. I don't think they ever got together. I'm not really sure. I was a kid. But, you know, he's the Hulk. I want to see the Hulk in a tux one day. That'll be more impressive than if anything else. But like I say, to me, it's create a character, create something, and that's just how I see it. But that's just me. So if you, I haven't bought a Superman comic in 40 years. My brother's the comic book guy. If he sees something he thinks is of value, he'll buy it. I don't really do that. I just like Superman. Oh well, as long as bullets still bounce off of him, and he can still fly, and he can still bend steel with his bare hands, and all that stuff, they can do whatever they want because he's still going to be Superman. But just another story going on around the world. Yeah, if you like any of these stories that I'm talking about, why don't you write to me, upfrontfrank@gmail.com. Upfrontfrank@gmail.com. Don't worry, I'm not one of those who can only have positive comments. Feel free to tell me what you want. Tell me anything you want. Leave a comment on my Upfront with Frank Rothstein Facebook page. I'll listen to you there too. And if something comes up and I get to read about it, and maybe we'll address it the first chance we get, which would probably be next week, which will keep you coming back for more because we all want to talk about it. That's just what I think, which sounds like fun to me. But if you do leave a comment there while I'm here, yes, I see it. I can see my Facebook accounts. I will address it on the air. I promise you that. So anyway, what else is going on here? Oh man, let's see. Let's see. Oh, here's one. A lot of these stories, you see me laughing, whether you agree with my dopey opinion or not, you see me laughing at a lot of these things. Some things are not meant to be. Some things are not a joke. Some things are outright scary, more so than the Halloween movie that comes out. I got this from NBC News a couple of days ago, like 4 days ago, that says South Lake school leader tells teachers to balance Holocaust books with opposing views. So in that meaning, if you have books that tell you how bad the Holocaust was, have books with the opposing view, which means how good it was. They want an equal balance. So it says teacher in the Carroll School District say they fear being punished for stocking classrooms with books dealing with racism, slavery, and now the Holocaust. And this comes out of South Lake, Texas. A top administrator with the Carroll Independent School District in South Lake advised teachers last week that if they have a book about the Holocaust in their classroom, they should also offer students access to a book from opposing perspective, according to an audio recording obtained by NBC News. I am on the NBC News site right now. And it's Gina Petty, Peddy, the Carroll School District's Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, made the comment Friday afternoon during a training session on what books teachers can have in their classroom libraries. The training came 4 days after Carroll School Board, responding to a parent's complaint, voted to reprimand a fourth grade teacher who kept an anti-racism book in her classroom. And pretty much it says here, and I quote, just try to remember the concepts of House Bill 3979, Petty said, in a recording referring to a new Texas law that requires teachers to present multiple perspectives when discussing widely debated, currently controversial issues. And make sure that if you have a book on the Holocaust, that you have one that has an opposing and other perspectives. One of the teachers asked, how do you oppose the Holocaust? And of course, Hetty said, believe me, that comes up. Of course it comes up. Of course it comes up. Because there's still plenty of Nazis in the country. There's still plenty of people who deny it ever happened. What rational argument can you make that said all these people, millions upon millions of people, and the first thing you're going to hear is 6 million Jews. There's over 11 million people who died in that war, not just Jews. How do you even oppose this? I wouldn't know how to balance it out. I mean, I just wouldn't. I mean, what came out of Germany? A good-looking pistol. That's it. That's it. After the good-looking Luger, that's it. It all went downhill from there. They have that whole party, that whole philosophy is a tremendous. I'm not even sure what word to use. Should I say disaster? Should I say fail? I don't know. It's just a tremendous what it was. There's nothing good that came out of it. Led by one, followed by plenty, and this is what people want to defend. So yeah, if you parents want a book of opposing views, say no. Just say no. There's no opposing view. There is no opposing view. Just because they didn't march in the United States, only because we're so far away from almost everything that not many opposing militaries travel here. It doesn't happen. So, yeah, it says here and of course from the school board, our district recognizes that all teachers are in a precarious position with the latest legal requirement. I don't know what their system is. I don't know what their legal system is down there, but I would definitely fight that if possible, because I don't know what opposing view to slavery you're going to have. I don't know what opposing view to any other subject that's controversial. I don't know. We have Nazis. We have slavery. You want to include, I don't know, rape? What else? What else you want to put in there? And then say we need an opposing view. And the only way to have an opposing view or another perspective is that if you're saying this is wrong, someone else has to have a reason as to why it's right. And that's what opposing is. I oppose you. And this is a horrible scenario. And if it flies down there in Texas, it'll fly in other places. It'll work in other places. So now you're going to have a teacher that has to have a book in the class that explains to children why what happened in Nazi Germany and around Poland and all the other places was really not that bad of a thing. I would refuse to teach that. I would just have to refuse. Then again, I don't even know how much World War II is taught in schools now. I won't forget, about 4 years ago, I knew a girl who was she was working a barista in a coffee shop. She was like 20 at that time, 20, whatever. And she's telling me she's getting her first tattoo. And she's telling me what she wants it to be. And I had a feeling I knew what this was. And she was telling me, she's showing me her arm and whatever. I said, listen, your body, you want to put a tattoo on it? Enjoy it. Just promise me you will never put numbers on your arm. And she had no idea as to what I was talking about. So I had to punch up quick pictures on the internet to show her why numbers on the arm never belong. At least not from where I'm sitting. Anyway, so that's, sorry, no opposing view. Not in my book. Somebody's warming up that little Vespa or Rebel bike, whatever that is. There you go, rev it up. What's going on in New York City? Let's see. This one came out on October 11th, and it says here, well, Non-toxic gas to be deployed in over 100 New York City locations, including transit, bioattack readiness test. So they're testing out the system. Hopefully, as a test, they're just sending out some water vapor. But that's what it's going to be. New York City's response plans for a chemical or biological attack will be put to the test in the coming weeks as part of a federal preparedness study. The MTA says the Department of Homeland Security, alongside a team of researchers and city agencies, will deploy a non-toxic gas this month to about 120 locations across the city, including transit. So if you're in the subway and you see some mist coming out of the vents, don't worry about it. And this will be conducted on 5 separate days between October 18th and 29th. So starting today, either breathe deeply or hold your breath. What is this? What is this? Oh, something got in the way. I'm on the New York Daily News. Okay. And this story is saying an 11-year-old driver and teen passengers caught with stolen guns after an 110-mile-an-hour chase. Oh, wow. This happened in Nebraska. An 11-year-old and a couple of 14-year-olds doing 110 miles an hour with guns. How can that be possible? But then again, what am I saying? It happens all the time. Kids can get anything now. What was I wanting? When I was 11 years old, what was I wanting? 19, what was I looking for when I was 11? I wasn't playing paddleball yet. I think I was on my last year of trick-or-treating, so I probably wanted a Superman costume. What did I want? A new toy, a toy gun, a cat pistol, something stupid, Play-Doh. What could I have possibly wanted? I was 11. Not now. Not now. Kids want all kinds of things now. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Me, I have no idea why anybody would sell a child that young a gun. I just don't. On to other subjects. Ringo Starr is making new music. So go on to his channel on YouTube and listen to them. He's in good form. His voice is still going strong. He's still Ringo, which is always good. But I've gone to his shows, but wow, I checked out the ticket prices for his show coming up in the Beacon Theater next year. Yeah, some of those prices with the resales with the ticket agents, about like $500 for a ticket to go see Ringo. It's a great show, him and his all-star band. I'm not paying $500 to go see that. I can't do that. No, not at all. I would love to. I like singing Yellow Submarine, and with a little help from my friends, but I'm not paying $500 a ticket. Oh well. Oh well. What can I do, right? What else is going on? Before I forget, in the Guinness Book of Records, Tony Bennett, all 90. How old was he now? 96? Yeah, no, excuse me, 90. Yeah, he's 9. Let's see. Excuse me, what am I saying here? No, Tony Bennett's like 95, going on 96. He set the world record for a new album with Lady Gaga, Love for Sale of original music. So Tony Bennett is in the books again. Good for Tony. Yeah, he's dealing with dementia problems these days. So he doesn't remember a lot. Once you get him on stage and he starts singing, he knows every last word, every last beat, everything. And his voice, he's still in good voice. Believe it or not, he is in good voice. He still has his inflections, all his phrasing. He is still, if you're wondering what it means, he is still Tony Bennett, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, what's going on in sports besides the postseason baseball? Playoffs have been really good. was watching last night. Excellent. But Braves are playing the Dodgers now for the National League Pennant. Excellent series. Speaking of baseball, Major League Baseball is in talks to launch a nationwide streaming service for home games without cable television. Excuse me. And it says that's what they're looking to do. It says the web-based service, which could address decades-old annoyance of baseball fans that have some, baseball fans that some have partly blamed for league's steadily declining viewership, could launch as early as 2023. Well, not everybody has cable. Not everybody gets good cable. And of course, the fee could be between 10 and 20 a month. Well, of course. Then again, I get mine on YouTube for nothing. It says well below the monthly cable TV packages, which can easily stretch to past $100. So start checking your internet listings near you. Watch out for all the advertisements about it. You may want to go online, which means you too could watch a baseball game while crossing the street and risking traffic. What else is going on in sports these days? In China, protesters disrupt the flame lighting ceremony for the Beijing Winter Games. And that's because, as I said, Beijing. The flame always starts in ancient Olympia, Greece. That's where the Olympics were created. So it starts there and it makes its way around the world to its eventual destination, wherever the games are held. This time it's going to China, and people are protesting already. And it looks like a protest of 3. I really don't know how many people are there, but yeah, people are protesting the Olympics going to China. Somehow I think it's a done deal. And then what else are people demanding? Oh yeah. Betty White. She's coming up on her 100th birthday very shortly, a couple of months, and people on the internet are demanding that there is security for her, because last year on her birthday, there was some false reports of her death. That's what happened on the internet. But no, Betty's still going, still taking care of the animals. And Betty White is turning 100 shortly. People want her to have security just in case. And she's what, the 7-decade, 8-decade, I don't know. I forgot how old she was when she started. But she's been around longer than television. She's around the longest time. Now, most people know her from the Golden Girls. She played Rose Nyland. But I always remember her, well, besides appearing here and there, she was also, to me, Sue Ann Nivens on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And Betty White has great range for humor. She could sound like in the Golden Girls, as lovable and stupid, or like in the Mary Tyler Moore Show. She's intelligent, but vicious humor. And that was the idea of her character, which sometimes she was very funny. She had some great moments in that show. So yeah, Betty White's been around a lot longer than I have, a lot longer than a lot of people have. And the fans are concerned for her birthday. So roll out the Secret Service, wrap her in a vest, let her borrow the beast, the president's car, for a day or two, and take care of Betty White. I would. I could think of much less worthy causes. That's just me. Oh man, it's an interesting week. Wow, it's 5:46 in the East, in New York. I'm still thinking about the rainbow from yesterday. I need another rainbow. Jade, were you able to see it in Jersey? They didn't see it now. I'm not sure where everybody can see it from. I know if you were, I don't even know where it started out, of course, because you can't find the pot of gold. But I was facing the Empire State Building. So from where I was, you see this little building on my camera, looked at all this big, approximately this far from the rainbow, which means miles from distance. And of course, I'm using the Empire State Building as scale to give myself an idea of where it was. But since this thing, I don't know where it created, I couldn't see the horizon line, so I couldn't tell you where it started, maybe roughly. I just know it was all over and going east. So that works for me. That works for me. And let's get on to my last, but of course, most important story of the day. Kanye West has officially and legally changed his name to Ye. He's no longer Kanye. He's no longer Kanye West. He's no longer Kanye. He's not Yeezus. He's not Yeezy. He is now Ye. Only Ye. I don't know if it has the same sound as Prince or Bono or Dion or Elvis or a lot of other people, but he is now legally Ye. So when you see him, he is now known to you as Mr. Ye. And that is what I have to say about that subject there. Again, go see the Train Walkers at Arlene's Grocery, 95 Stanton Street, every first Sunday of the month until told otherwise at 7 p.m. And you never know what the total of Train Walkers will be. We had, what, 13 last time? Roughly, yeah. Never know, may get to 15. I'm personally paying for the construction to widen the stage because I want to get to 25. That's how I feel. That means you'll need like a 2-day show, because there's no way that 25 people in a 4-hour show last time can really get a full show's worth of entertainment. They have to get a full night's work in. Everybody has to break a sweat. So, but definitely check out the Train Walkers. They got something going on. And that is pretty much going to be, oh, wow. I thought I was cutting it even closer. Me, I'm going to get back very shortly to cleaning out the closet. It's not just throwing out some old stuff. It really is my old video company. It's time for me to start dealing with it, what to do with it, and just try to equate me throwing out movie masters and all the other stuff that goes along with it as a musician, throwing out their instruments, their music sheets, their songbooks, just equate it any way you want. Just just think of a painter not replacing old brushes, just throwing them away, having to throw them away, and all the art they've made over the years. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. And well, little by little, I'm not in a rush to do it in one day because it takes time. A lot, especially not so much the physical tangible items, it's the paperwork. You gotta go, you have to go through everything, see what's there and what you need to keep and what you don't need to keep. Somewhere around here is my corporate seal. I'll keep that. I don't know why, but I'll keep that. Jade, roughly how many pieces of music sheets do you have? How many songs on paper do you have, like an old filing cabinet? I wrote this one. Can you imagine? No, yours, your work, not just some of the songs you picked. Can you imagine throwing those away? Just say, God. Well, that's keeping it. I have hard drives, but somehow that physical act of taking it, oh, so it's a hard one. It really is. Then again, I don't know if any of you have ever closed a business before. It's not like leaving a long time job. It's not like a lot of things. I mean, I still have my corporation, but it sort of takes a piece out of you. It really does. This will be my third. I had 2 video stores in the past. One I closed. All right, I closed it. The other one, the first one I had, I still miss that store. It was my little spot in life. And I closed that in 1995. It sticks with you. It just is a little piece of you that goes every time. And it's the way it goes. Things change. You go with it. So I keep this corporation because, well, you never know what I might do with this show. Maybe, we sent up William Shatner in space. Maybe I'll broadcast from space. Maybe the Train Walkers will go into space. What the hell? They need a show at the space station. They're sitting up there bored looking out a window. So they got to do something with themselves. So, you never know. But yeah, that's what happens, right? Um, Hopefully somebody's going to write to me and tell me what they think about all these things. And I have lots of dust to deal with. But I am watching the baseball game today because baseball is good. Baseball is really the most intelligent sport in sports. And it is, believe it or not, extremely physically demanding. Yes, basketball and soccer has you running around a lot, but I don't think anybody's running into a wall. And it's except maybe for boxing where they hit you in the head for a living. But baseball is one of the most intelligent things you can do. There's a reason why they call it a baseball mind, because everything affects everything. You're not playing indoors, even if it's a dome, that affects everything. You have your personnel, your teammates. Some people play better in the dark than in the light. They lose in the sun. Now they have to look into the lights. They lose it in the house lights. They're better off outdoors. Wind, every last thing affects every last thing. And you never know if someone's going to think the wrong way, make a mistake, and there's the error that can cost you the game. But it really is a great sport. And me, I am a Met fan, New York Met fan. I get to suffer with my team every year. I don't keep up with the stats like I should, but I do watch, I do keep up. It's painful. Like being a New York Jet fan. It's painful. Yeah, so what can you do, right? You root your teams in. But really, we're just rooting, everyone's really rooting for a jersey. That's what it is. A shirt. That's all it is. Beautiful. Because if your favorite player gets traded to a team for a player that you hate the most, now they're on your team. Suddenly you're going to start cheering. And then the next time you see the favorite, you're going to hope they strike out. You're really rooting for a uniform. Me, I'm rooting for my Met uniform. And that's just what I do because it's fun. And I guess that is going to be the show. Anything you'd like to top it off with, Jay? Everything's good? New guitar, new picks, new toy. Oh, yeah. Jade's adjusting her merch line. And by the way, it hasn't been merchandise for years. It's merch. I hate that. So Jade is expanding. She used to make those, remember those little hats that she was always doing? So you still making hats by hand? Still crochet? Now, what else you putting together? She's going to write a song about this, Going to write a song about slaving over a steam press, pasting it on the. That's going to become her favorite sound. And that is the story. Everybody wish Jade well with her clothing line. Wish me well with my closet. I wish all of you well with everything you're doing. Don't have opposing views to things that you know are blatantly, grossly wrong, like death, like murder, and things like that. And just keep proper perspective. Don't try to cancel Clint Eastwood, and protect Betty White at all costs. Everybody, have a great week. I will see you next time. Same Frank time, same Frank chat. I'll see you. Have a good night.